Hola, hola. This is your boy Tico Trent. This topic is going to be about women and their perceptions on how men they think men should view them, and you know how they think men should feel because that's how they basically view life, basically. And this is mainly geared towards women who get degrees and stuff like that. The problem with degrees is it's a degree. It's nothing more than an achievement. That's nice you achieved that, but let's learn more about you. That's a man's approach to things, basically. Let's learn more about you. Personally. Not achievement wise, personally. And this is where a lot of women fuck up and misstep and think, shouting to the top of their lungs about their degree in something or, you know, stuff like that. Basically, all that stuff basically turns men off. No man alive has ever said, her degree is sexy, I'm gonna hit that. Never. Men want to know you, not your degree. Men want to know your personality, your character, basically, not your damn degree. Women seem to keep missing the mark on that shit. We don't give a fuck about your degree. We care about you. Nothing turns a man off faster than a woman talking about, well, yeah, this degree and I did this and my degree and, you're basically listing your job. You're basically listing all your achievements like you're trying to apply for a fucking job. I mean, granted, I guess being in a relationship is a job, but this is a relationship. We're trying to figure out your social skills. Basically, it's kind of like when, I hear people complain about, when they go to an interview and, the interviewer asks you questions about your something that you mentioned, basically, and you get all defensive about it because you think it's your private life and it's none of their business. Here's the thing about that interview. The reason why the interview is doing that is so they can determine your social skills or how much of a people person you are or how outgoing you are. Especially if it's customer service, they're determining how outgoing you are, how open you are, how your communication skills basically on the matter, basically. They do care about, I mean, it does sound nice. They're basically getting a general reference of your service skills, basically, your customer service skills. They're getting a general frame of your customer service skills. Because I heard a lot of black women say, that's none of their damn business. Why do you ask me about my family? Well, you probably brought it up, so they're going to ask about it, basically. And how open you are helps them gauge how you would engage the public, basically. So if you come off like a smartass, you're probably not going to get hired, basically. If you come off like an asshole, you're probably not going to get hired. Unless you're not dealing with the public, basically. That's where women seem to miss the mark at, basically. Men don't care about your accomplishments. What a man cares about is your personality. What do you emotionally, mentally, and physically bring to the table? Genetics. Do you have good genetics or do you have bad genetics? Do you have a family of people that get sick all the fucking time? Or do you have a family of people with strong immune systems? Stuff like that. Emotional baggage. How well do you handle stress and emotion, basically? These are things that men look for in women. I didn't really touch on this in another video, basically, but I meant to. But I forgot. Because it kind of sort of ran over. But yeah, these are things that men look for in a relationship. On top of that, like I said, genetics, your social skills, how you interact, how you treat people, your genetics, how you carry yourself. Are you two-faced it? Various things like that. Can you manage a home? Can you manage a family? How well do you deal with demands? How well do you deal with stress? Basically, your medical problems that they're probably going to run into in your relationships with you. Basically, at the end of the day, your degree means nothing if you can't reflect who you actually are. You got a degree, but the question is, who are you? You're not your degree, and your degree's not you. Who are you is the question. Not what you got. It's who you are. Who are you? Can you tell me who you are? What are your qualities? What are your strong suits? What are your weak points? Who are you? That is the question that men want to know. Not what you did or what you got. Who are you is the question. Your job is to go back, think about it, so you can actually answer that question. Because at the end of the day, this is not a job. It's a job interview, but this is a different type of job interview, where your degree and all your accomplishments aren't going to make you a good candidate. Basically, it's all about you emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. Basically, who are you? Remember that when you go into a relationship or when you're talking to a guy. It's not what you got, what you rolled up in, how big your house is, what your parents got. It's all about who are you. It's that simple. It doesn't need to be no more complicated than it already is. You're making it more complicated than it needs to be, basically. So remember this next time when you sit down and have a conversation with a man. We don't care about the same things you care about. Your degree means shit to us. Because just because you like degrees or like your man with a degree, that don't mean we like a woman with a degree. The question is, who are you? Remember that shit. Learn from that shit. Reflect from that shit, basically. Because your degree doesn't really tell us nothing about you, your personality, basically, at all. Your degree means nothing to us because it tells us nothing about who you actually are. It's basically nothing more than a job title. Or title, basically.